I believe in America. I believe in the values of this country. God bless this country. Yes, it's the only one in the world where people have the opportunity to be persecuted elsewhere and to come here and earn their way and enjoy the riches of this country through their labor. But those opportunities do not exist on 25th and Jefferson in Newport News. For many living in this community, the American dream does not exist for them the same way it does for you and I.
One day, this will all be in the past. Today, this might be my reality, but I still have a dream. One day, I'm going to graduate from high school, I'm going to go to college, and I'm going to build roller coasters.
We are all living an achievable dream.
There's a teaching from the Talmud that goes, it is not incumbent upon us to complete the work, but neither are we at the liberty to neglect it. And I believe that. It's discouraging when you see high school kids with a diploma who are really functionally illiterate. And I know, because I used to hire 50 to 100 kids a year. And when I would interview them, they didn't know how to be interviewed, they didn't know how to dress, they didn't know how to speak, they couldn't write a coherent paragraph. Some of them couldn't even fill out an application. I felt it was my responsibility to put together a coalition of corporate community leaders, educators, city officials, the United States military, to create a school where the emphasis would be on character development and building law-abiding, productive citizens.
An achievable dream loves me.
An achievable dream loves me.
Believe in yourself.
Believe in yourself.
I will say no to drugs.
I will say no to drugs.
Good morning. Good morning. How you doing? What's going on? Well, each morning when we get down here, we meet and greet every student that comes through the door. You know, we shake their hands, say good morning, and look them in the eye. You know, we're showing them that discipline and, you know, that positive force that's good for the morning start of the day.
When I saw that there was a need that the military community could fulfill, the decision was very easy for me to go down this road with Achievable Dream.
Good morning.
When you walk into this building, you don't see the circumstances that students bring with them. It's not like they walk around with a poverty sign on their chest. You see students are here who are focused about learning and being successful in life, and that's what we're trying to establish. There's a sense of pride with the students here from kindergarten all the way to 8th grade. Students here know that they're going to make it. And once you know you're going to make it, there's a change in the way you carry yourself, the way you walk, the way you engage with other people. It's kind of like when the winning team takes the field, everybody knows they're going to win by the way they carry themselves. At an Achievable Dream Academy, we have a desire to educate our students holistically, not just providing math, science, social studies, and English, but we have something called the SAME pathway, and that stands for a social, academic, and a moral education.
In the beginning, it was a summertime program only, and the hook was to get kids involved by having tennis. We bring them in the mornings, they'd play a little bit of tennis, and then they'd go off to classes and get tutoring in the afternoon. But never forget the first day we had the get-together, and the kids got there, and none of them had breakfast. So we couldn't figure out what to do, so we ran down the street and got a few things at the 7-Eleven and so forth. So Walter got on the phone, we called around local businessmen. The next day we had bananas and apples and oranges. What amazed me is some of the kids had never had a piece of fresh fruit before. One kid started to eat the banana, didn't even peel it.
At our school, we invite those students that are on free or reduced lunch. 97% of the kids in this building, in fact, are on free or reduced lunch. 82% of them are from single-parent homes, and we have about 97% of our kids are minority children. So primarily, this is a place where we have low-income, poor black children, and a place where very few people are willing to come not only to just visit, but also to come and actually work and teach.
Blue Ridge Mountains, is that a region?
Yes.
Put it up there.
Well, every year I say to my class, you know, we all have a job to do. Mine is to teach and yours is to learn. And we have certain things that we have to learn, and you will do it. And, you know, I always say there's no lock on the inside the door. If you need to leave or don't feel you can do it, you can leave. Well, in my 10 years, I've never had anybody leave.
Every morning when the children line up in the hallway, I watch them. And what they have to do is they come forward and they greet me, and I'm looking them in their eyes, but I'm also looking at them to figure out what's going on with them. Sometimes their mannerisms are really sluggish, or they'll give me a handshake that's not firm. But it's my goal to let them know that I love them and that no matter what they're going through, even if the concern is that someone stepped on the back of their shoe, that I love them enough and that I'm paying attention enough that I want to know what's going on with them. And a lot of them don't get that at home.
Their day is very structured, it's very predictable, it's very consistent. And what this does is allow them to be receptive to the instruction that is being delivered. With that, we know that we've been successful because our children have been successful in closing the academic achievement gap between minority and non-minority students across the Commonwealth of Virginia.
We're trying to teach students here how to border cross. When they're with their friends or at home, it's okay to speak one way, but when they're here at the school or in a restaurant, we expect them to speak another way. Speaking green is what we call it. When students are with their friends on a basketball court, we don't expect them to say, fine shot, when someone makes a shot. We want to be realistic about it, but students have to know how to engage or conduct themselves in a restaurant or a social situation. We call it the hidden curriculum. These are the hidden rules. Many upper middle class families teach these things to their students or their children, and what we've done is we've started to teach our students those same rules.
I want everyone to say day.
Day.
Dim.
Dim.
D's.
D's.
Now, watch what happens when you pronounce the words correctly and speaking green. Say they.
They.
Them.
Them.
If you say they, your tongue stays pretty much in your mouth. But if you say they, it comes forward between your teeth.
People don't really give you the respect that you deserve until you know how to play the game. And that's what's good about what they teach at the Achievable Dream, because you can't play the game by your own rules. You've got to play by society's rules. They tell you and teach you how to fit, how to gain advantage, how to get staying power and commitment. If you believe that you can win, you can convince others to back you. Together, you can absolutely come out on top. And once you win, you never want to lose.
This whole program was founded because of tennis and Walter Siegelhoff's belief that tennis was a lifelong sport and that these kids would not normally be playing the sport of tennis. They'd be playing basketball or football or other sports. The individual part of tennis really focuses on honesty and integrity and etiquette. And etiquette is one of the character education traits and a big piece of our program as well. Being polite, being ladylike or gentlemanlike is very critical.
Set it down and ladies, boys, very good. Hands on your laps, paying attention. Sit up nice and tall in your seats. Now, let's pretend now that the meal is over. Under ordinary circumstances, the children we service would never see this until it's too late and when they're in front of a group of people and they're embarrassed. And if they take it home, as I hope they do, practice on your little sisters and brothers, it'll become a part of them and become very important in their everyday life to look like you're somebody going someplace.
Well, with our young people, our kids, in this day and age, you can't arrest all of them. You can't put them all in jail, and that's not the solution. And this is why the deputies are there, is to try to show that the young people that they can talk to us, and we're not going to arrest them every time. And we're their friends also. And when they're riding down, they'll see a kid on the side of the street, and they'll come running out and hollering at them, and they'll wave, and the deputy will stop, and they'll come up and just have a conversation. Just, hi, how are you? And the deputies, they know them also, so the deputy knows a little bit about their personal life.
Like tummy hurt?
Okay. Let's just take your temperature and see what's going on with you, all right?
The clinic at the school is staffed full-time with a nurse practitioner and a well care advisor and a receptionist.